This video will contain spoilers. Forgive me if I seem a little, I don't know, lightheaded. I don't feel lightheaded, but I was like 2 minutes ago, for reasons I'm not going to get into because TMI. But just keep that in mind. Middle review, Sleeping Dogs. There was no beginning review because I've been trying to get into this game for years. I love Watch Dogs. Like, I played, or when Watch Dogs came out, I didn't have a PS4 or an Xbox One or a PC, so I had to watch it on YouTube, and I fucking loved it. And then when I got around to getting my PlayStation, I actually played it myself, and I fucking loved it. I just realized they released it on PS3, but I didn't have access to it. I wasn't allowed to play 18 rated games at the time, so you know. Point being, loved it, and I just assumed that because this game had dogs in the title, that they must be similar at the very least. And watching it on YouTube, I just found the game boring, and then eventually I got it on PS Plus for free in, I don't even know when, but years ago, and I tried playing it, but it was in one of those moods where I don't want to like a game. That way I can just delete it and move on, if you know what I mean. Like Robocop, I was expecting I'm just gonna play this for 5 minutes, not enjoy it, and then delete it and move on with my life, but I did really enjoy it. But Ginger had said that, oh, stop playing all this Yakuza shit, play Sleeping Dogs, just better Yakuza. That's racist. But I thought, fuck it, I'll give it a proper try. And I do quite enjoy it. I think the story is decent, although it does seem very. It is quite generic. Guy goes undercover and eventually his handlers and shit are like, "You're in it too deep," and he's like, "No, I'm not." Like, yeah, whatever. The combat, I'm not the biggest fan of because there's no health bars for the enemies, and like the stronger ones, I think it's very bullshit because when they're blocking, you have two choices. You can either heavy attack to get rid of the block, or you can grapple them. But some enemies you can't grapple; they will like counter the grapple. So you just have to heavy attack. And it's not like you can heavy attack them and it weakens them down and then you can just start using your regular attacks. No, you have to hit heavy attack. Wait a second, heavy attack. Uh, like, it slows the game right down and it's just bullshit. Even worse than that is when the enemies have guns because it's not it's not like any other. Excuse me. I kind of sounded like a free up. I didn't. I'm sorry about that. Like, this isn't like any other game with guns where you yourself have guns and you just pull them out and start firing. No, you have to find guns, and like the way that I try to go about doing it is that if there's a side mission or something, just really any mission, where you get a gun and then you keep the gun after you finish the mission, I will immediately go towards one of the drug busts where they have guns and start shooting. But then there's this one where it's like you gotta defeat 10 guys, and once you get down to like two remaining, this one guy spawns right behind you and just shoots you and kills you immediately. It's absolute bullshit, and that's not even the most bullshit thing about the game. How do you fuck up the camera this bad? Like, if you want to make any sort of turn, the camera doesn't just follow in a regular way. Like, it's not a fixed camera where it does everything automatically, and it's not a manual camera where you do everything yourself. It's sort of in the middle, which I do get that most games kind of are like that, but with this, if you're driving and you take a right turn, instead of the camera just turning right, it has to do like a full fucking 360. And it's just, like, this game came out in 2012. We've had games with good cameras for a long fucking time. And, all the best games sort of take the ideas and shit from each other. Like, most modern shooters have the same control scheme as COD, because COD has the best control scheme of any video game ever. I'm not exaggerating when I say that. I genuinely mean that, and it's true. It's not just an opinion, it's a fucking fact. And it's the same with the smaller things, like just the camera on its own. And it's not like you're stealing the code or anything like that. But it's just, if one game has already done it well, take GTA for example, take GTA 4. Just do the same thing that GTA 4 does. Write the code in your own handwriting. Like, the people at Rockstar are going to have a different handwriting to the people that work at the company that made this. If you code, I think you'll understand, but if you don't, you'll probably be confused what I mean by that. I'm not going to elaborate. So, the game's enjoyable, but it's just, there's so much bullshit in it, and something that I'm tired of hearing is people calling the game this underrated gem. This wasn't like an unpopular release. The game was very fucking popular from the outset. It is not underrated at all. If anything, it's overrated a bit. But anyway, smurfs25 universally negative ratings, directed by Chris Miller. I watched it in cinema. Rihanna, Zolo Mariduena. I probably fucked that up. I apologize. John Goodman, Octavia Spencer, James Corden, Kurt Russell, Marshmallow, Natasha Lyonne, Nick Offerman, Sandra Oh, Dan Levy, Chris Miller himself, Nick Kroll, Hannah Waddingham, Jimmy Kimmel, Willie Lord, Maya Erskine, Amy Sedaris, Alex Winter. Literally the only reason why I went to see this film is because it tries to use the Spider-Verse animation style, but it just does not work out at all. It looks like something out of a video game, which in this case is not good. Also, another red flag is James Corden. I thought, okay, it's fine. He's just gonna have like a minor role in the film, but no, he doesn't. He has a major role. And it's just, I've said this in my Dogman review, and I'll say it again. Whenever you cast one English person in a film that has an otherwise all American cast, the problem with that is that the English character, no matter where they're from, like they'll be using their natural accent. James Corden is using his natural accent. Ricky Gervais in Dogman was using his natural accent, but they always just come off as this posh English twat. And it's the same when you have one American in something that has an otherwise 100% British cast. So this mix matching, please fucking stop. Also, just stop casting James Corden in general. Fuck James Corden. Like, they advertised Rihanna being the main star of the film. She's not. Smurfette is not the main star. This guy, No Name Smurf, or as they call him at the end, Magic Smurf, is the main character. James Corden is the main star of this film. And then, to make things worse, they made it a fucking musical. Now, I'm not going to comment on whether or not James Corden is a good singer or not, but can he just please shut up? One in general, but in particular when it comes to music. Like, he is like Lin-Manuel Miranda. Not everything has to be a fucking musical. Despite me saying that, I wouldn't consider this film a musical because there's 2 songs in the entire fucking film. And I think the only other thing I have to say is, a Chris Miller film this bad, it's not the same Chris Miller. Like, when I looked to see that the film was directed by Chris Miller, I thought there's no fucking way that Chris Miller, director of the Jump Street films, the Lego Movie, He's also done producer work on like Spider-Verse films and all that. There's no way that the quality of his films have gone down that much. It's not the same Chris Miller. Turns out that Chris Miller he credits himself and everything as Christopher Miller. So, not the same guy. I Know What You Did Last Summer 25. Universally negative ratings. I watched it in cinema. Ginger was going to go, but he dropped out like a couple hours beforehand. Madeline Klein, Jennifer Love Hewitt, Sarah Michelle Gellar doesn't make an appearance in this in a dream sequence. Freddie Prinze Jr., Isaiah Mustafa. To be clear, I have not seen the original, and I have not seen I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. I was planning on watching them because I knew they were on Tubi, but when I got around to it, they were gone. I definitely will get around to it eventually. If anything, just to see Jack Black do a Jamaican accent in the sequel. So just know that when I'm talking about this film, it's as someone who has never seen the original. The fact that this film got a similar rating to the first film, I feel like that kind of indicates to me that I feel like if you like the original, you'll like this, but maybe not. I don't know. The trailer didn't do it any favors because they had stupid shit in it. Like, there's this character called Tyler who she comes to Southport or whatever the name of the place is for the first time, and she's looking around. She's like, "Oh, this place is so beautiful. It makes me want to die." That is very fucking cringe. Even more cringe is like if you want to do something where this is a reboot. Everything that happened to the people in the first film is happening to the new people in this film, but they are connected. It's not like a new universe or anything like that. You can do that. But I don't like the fact that, they went in, they saw Julie James, and she immediately knew that they did something last summer. Like, just because it's similar doesn't mean it's exactly the same. She shouldn't have been able to figure that out. The decision to make Freddie Prinze Jr.'s character the bad guy in this, it feels kind of forced. Like, apparently he has a reputation of turning projects down, and I feel like they just wrote this to kind of make him go like, "Oh yeah, this is different. I want to do this," and it's just, I'm sorry, I don't have anything else to say. I feel like it is made for the fans of the original, which is a good thing. But it's just, since I haven't seen the original, I can't really comment. I can't compare. DLC review: Doom Eternal: The Ancient Gods Part 1. I started this all the way back in. Actually, no, I should give a sort of recap of my history with the Doom series. As I mentioned in my Sleeping Dogs review, I did not have a PS4 by the time Doom 2016 came out, so I had to watch that YouTuber Ted Ranger play it, and I really enjoyed watching him play it, so I couldn't wait to get a PS4 and play it myself. And when I got my PS4 and played it myself, I just did not enjoy it. I don't know why. I just didn't. But when Eternal came out, I decided, fuck it, I'm going to pre-order it, and maybe I'll like this one. And I did. I loved Eternal. But then the DLC came out, and I got the season pass for the game, so I played the DLC when it came out, all the way back in 2020, and I played the first mission, and I gave up after that. I don't exactly remember why, but I just didn't enjoy the DLC. And after I finished, I think the Quarry, I think it was, I decided I was gonna go back through them 2016 and get all the collectibles because I didn't actually finish playing the game. and I thought, like, I'll just be quick. I'm gonna skip all the cutscenes and all, and it's casual. I'm not doing any reviews or anything like that. It'll just be quick and all that. And then after that, I thought, oh, I should give the DLC a second chance. And even if I don't like it, I might as well just finish it so I get all the trophies and then do it on the PS5 version again. And I played the first DLC, and I still didn't enjoy it. To be honest, if there was an encounter I could just skip, I skipped it. I just ran ahead of all the demons because it is fucking excessive and there's absolutely no reason for it at all. Because you'll have an encounter and then there'll be some times where you go through the next like door or wherever, but a barrier will show up and even more enemies will spawn, and it's just fuck you for tricking me like that. It is totally unnecessary. And then the final boss, I found too hard. I had multiple extra lives, and I spent all of them, and I kept on dying over and over again. And I thought that every time I died, the the game and had the like restart checkpoint, that the game was sort of pushing me on to the next stage of the boss, and I kept on going over and over and over, and I thought, how many fucking stages does this boss have? But when I played it again on the PS5 version, I didn't die once. And I realized the boss only has two fucking faces. So I don't get it. Like, it was way too hard when I played it on the PS4 version, but it was whatever on the PS5 version. I don't know if it's just I got more experienced or something, but it's just. And it's not like I was playing on different difficulties. I had it on very easy on PS4 and very easy on PS5. I don't know. DLC review, Doom Eternal the Ancient Gods Part 2. This one I enjoyed a lot more. Like, really, the only problems I have with it is also just like Part 1 and I guess Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal. It's excessive the amount of encounters and shit because level 1, I think it is, there's this big area with a fountain. Excuse me. You got a big encounter there, and then you have to do some parkour stuff, and eventually you come back around to that fountain area, just to unlock a door, because behind the door is like a ghost dog thing, and the dog goes up to the fountain. He sits on top of the fountain. Then you have an encounter where you're blind, and also you can't move all that well because it's got like that purple goo on the bottom. You do that encounter, and you're just about to go, but a barrier appears, and then you've got to defeat like 10 pinkies, and it's unnecessary. Fuck off. And the only other problem I can think of that I have with that one is the fact that, well, I guess two problems. One, you see the Slayer's face, which, yeah, you do technically see his face because the bad guy takes on his appearance, but technically you're not seeing Slayer's face, so I accepted it. But the fact he actually takes his helmet off in this and you see his face, just fuck off. Like, it was the same with Mandalorian season 2. Like, we didn't need to see Pedro Pascal's face. We know it's Pedro Pascal. It's just and then the fact that he speaks, and what he says is cool, but it's just the Slayer does not speak. Don't change that.